What's up, y'all? It's Tiandra Oriana and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I removed this color. This wig was originally blonde and I turned it to an ash blonde color last year for my birthday. I have the video, I'll leave it down below. And I'm just going to be removing the color first, and then I'm going to be dyeing it into this like baby blue color. So I'm going to take some L'Oreal color remover. This is some really good stuff. Like I'm telling y'all need to have this in your storage or whatever if you do hair, because this really comes in handy. It was only $5 on my local beauty supply store, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal cream developer. They tell you on the packaging that depending on what level of, like how many levels you're trying to take out of the hair, you're going to either use purified water or a 30 developer. I don't know if it works different with like a different brand of developer, but anytime that I use this, I always make sure I use L'Oreal developer. Alright, so we're gonna stir. I used the whole entire bottle of that 30 developer. Depending on how many levels you're trying to remove, like how dark the color is, you can either use purified water or you can use 30 developer. And I use 30 developer, like I said, and I let it sit on for about like an hour and a half. It really depends on how dark the color is. It tells you about like an hour, let it sit on for about an hour, but I let it sit on for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and it was perfectly fine. I'm just gonna make sure that it gets on the wig root to end, and I only used 1 packet of the remover and the whole bottle of developer, and that was enough for me with just this one wig. You could probably do 2 if you have thicker hair, but 1 was good for me. If y'all want to see a video of me removing color without having to use a color remover, meaning like no developer, literally none of that chemical stuff, just let me know and I can do that for y'all as well, because you definitely can remove color without having to use a color remover. Like I said, I let that sit on for about like an hour and a half, almost 2, and this is what the wig looked like. I was so shocked and happy. Look at it, y'all. Boom. It's literally back to that 613 like Barbie blonde hair. As y'all can see the difference on what it used to look like. I was so impressed and amazed at the fact that it really worked. So I'm gonna use some silicone mix to detangle the hair. I don't like to detangle the hair when it's dry because that's just adding more breakage to it, and the silicone mix will bring the softness right back to it. So I'm gonna put that on there, like I said, and then just rake it through, detangle it, and get it prepared for the next process. Alright, y'all, so now it is time to tone the hair. The hair is like a yellow blonde, and we don't want that. We want it to be like a white kind of, not platinum blonde, but like a white blonde. And we're going to use a purple shampoo. This is the same shampoo that you would use if you were bleaching your knots and you wanted to tone those down a bit. But be careful when you do this, because you will turn your hair silver. Like, this stuff really is strong and it will turn the hair silver. So I only put a little bit in at first. As you can see, it really didn't do nothing at all. So I'm gonna go in the second time, add more purple shampoo. You see the water is darker, so I did add more shampoo to it. And I'm I'm gonna go in for a second round of dipping the hair in, and then after I do that and make sure it's fully coated, I let that sit in by itself, like just in the water, for an extra 2 minutes. Alright, and there we have it. The hair is definitely toned a bit. I feel like I could have toned it a little longer. Like in the middle it's like still kind of yellow, but the rest of the hair is like a white kind of blonde. But definitely, like I said, I could have like let it sit in a little longer, but that's okay. So after I show y'all that, I'm gonna go in and then I'm gonna show y'all the color that I'm using. I'm gonna be using the Adore semi-permanent dye, and this is in the color Baby Powder. It was a really soft little powder look, and that's what I'm gonna go in with. Alright, so anytime I'm doing watercolor, I like to do like increments. I like to only apply a little bit of dye at a time, just because maybe I don't want it to be that dark, maybe I want it to be a little lighter, and I just think it's better that way, you know, because you don't have to worry about, you know, fixing your issue if you do it that way. As you can see, it really didn't do much of a difference, so I'm going to add some more of that color in, and I don't add the entire bottle in. I'm just adding a little as I go. I did about 3 processes of this, so it wasn't, you know, too long. As you see, it's getting darker each time, so like I said, you can apply the whole bottle if you want to. It's really a preference. If you do, just make sure that you're stirring it up and that it's no clumps of dye left on the bottom of your bucket, because that will go straight onto the hair and it'll look kind of patchy and it's just not cute. I'm just showing y'all, I really didn't do too much of a difference, so I'm gonna go in for the 3rd time. Still didn't add the entire bottle. I added probably like 3/4 of the bottle, like it's almost done, and I just stir that up with my hand, and then I'm gonna go in with the 3rd time. Alright, so after I did my regular shampoo and condition job, I let it sit in some silicone mix for about 2 hours. After that, I styled it off camera. I just gave it some crimps with my ion crimper. That crimper is the bomb. I'm gonna have to do a whole separate video on that. The crimps are just so nice with that crimping iron, and I just brushed them out. This is how the color is looking. It looks like it could be darker when it's wet, but honestly, this is the same exact color as it looked in the store. You know those like little test strands that they have out? That's exactly the same color that it was. It looks good. I think that the color is super cute. It's like a baby blue kind of color, and it's definitely different. I've never did a color like this before. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Speaking of, we hit over 1,000 subscribers. Like, keep on subscribing, y'all. I'm so hyped. We're gonna get to 2K and up and just keep on going. And like I said, I'm just so hyped. So thank y'all so much for watching. Continue to watch. Like I said, give us some likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on all my socials down below, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye, y'all.